Hey, okay, so now that we are unpacked, I want to show you the pros and the cons to the rooms on the Icon class ships. This one is the accessible infinite balcony, and it looks great, sounds great. Oh, wow. Now that I've shown you the room tour video so you can see the benefits of the infinite balcony, I know it can be a little intimidating doing infinite versus regular balcony, but the room tour kind of shows you that there are some benefits to it, but I really need to show you the cons. First off, this room is actually a 3 or 4 person capacity room. One of the biggest drawbacks to the Icon class ships is that while they did an amazing job of the outer ship design, they slacked off in the rooms. All the rooms, not just the accessible rooms, but all of the rooms. The junior suites no longer have a walk-in closet. So if you're used to getting a junior suite and the walk-in closet is one of the features that you love the most about them, please know that on Star of the Seas, I don't know about Icon, but on Star of the Seas, they nixed the walk-in closet. So let me show you one of the first things that there is a problem with.
Look what you done started. Girl, keep working that body.
How y'all doing, people? My name's Keith.
And I'm Free, and we are
The Howards.
the Howards.
Yes.
Storage. Okay, I just said that this is a 3 to 4 person room. This bed here pulls out to a trundle bed or a full-size bed. I mean, it's big enough for a person to sleep on, but where are they gonna put their stuff? Let's go back over the closet space. Now, I showed the closet space, but what you didn't see is practicality. Look, this is just one person hanging their stuff. It's very narrow. Even though you do have the length right here, there's no width. There's no place to really store anything here, right? Now we open up to the other closet where you do have additional rod space, but it's not as long. I mean, it is, you can put like your suits and your jackets here, you know, or dresses that hang down long, but you're using this space already. You're using it for whatever clothes that you had that are not being hung up because there's no drawers anywhere in the room. This storage space here is all you have in the entire room. They give you these 2 little baskets, which hopefully it's don't make all that screeching noise this time. Okay, you have 1, you have 2, but that's it. Now the accessible rooms, for whatever reason, they cut the size of the desk. They did not cut the size of the desk for your regular non-accessible room. So you still have a large, long desk for counter space. But let's look at your outlets. Now we have the medication refrigerator, which of course is taking up most of the space on the desk. But where I showed you outlets, what we didn't notice is that there is only 1 regular power outlet, and as you can see, it's more of a universal one. That's it. You got this here, and I ain't supposed to have that type of block. You have this, then you have the USB, and so you have 1 USB, 1 C port here, and then you have the European adapter port right here. That's it as far as the desk. Where else do you have a regular plug for regular stuff like this? Mind you, I have 2 things here. Without this plug I'm not supposed to have, only thing that could plug in here is the medication refrigerator. I couldn't plug in my charging station. This is what you can bring. You can bring this type of port. So you can bring a corded extender for charging, but it has to be this type. You can only have these type of outlets. You can't have any more of these little plugs here for a regular 3-prong plug. The other place that you have a plug is over here. I'm not about to unplug that, but there's 1. That's it. Just 1. And then you have your USB port here and your one USB port on the other side. So in the actual room itself, you only have 2 outlets. Now in the bathroom, which is problem number 2, in the bathroom, you do have something new, which is the power outlets here, and you have the 2. You have the upper and the lower here, but the bathroom problem is the shower drain for the accessible room anyway. So for the accessible room, water does get all over. He did provide extra towels, so we put a towel barrier on the floor there, and then this towel here goes on the floor. But aside from that, there's no reason for there to only be that tiny drain in this type of bathroom, in this type of shower. The water pressure. Okay, you know what? I can show you better than I can tell you. You guys see? Oh, there's the water. Here it comes. Yeah, there's that. But there's no water pressure. This is as strong as the pressure gets. That's it. Like if I had something dirty on my hands right now, let's just say makeup, for example, ladies, right? You got makeup on your hands and you need to rinse it off and you need some type of strong water pressure. You're gonna be here for 10 minutes trying to get that off because there's no water pressure. And it does have multiple settings. Let me show you. Turn this way. Let me show you. That was the strongest setting. Not doing much. There we go. There's the strongest setting right there. And it's still not doing much at all. So I'm black and I'm a woman. I'm a black woman and I use relaxer in my hair. This is not necessarily gonna hold up all 11 days on this ship. So I have extra relaxer to keep it fresh for y'all on this channel. But that water pressure, I'm gonna be Denzel Washington in the movie Malcolm X, trying to rinse my hair out in the toilet because it's not enough water pressure. So I'm concerned about if I were to put the chemicals in my hair and try to rinse it out, that I would successfully be able to rinse it all out because I just don't have enough water pressure. Probably can do it, but the point is, I feel like I'm taking a risk, which you shouldn't feel that way at all. Back to storage space. This room, being that it's an accessible room, for the first time, the bed is lowered, which is a good thing. However, in the fact that they lowered the beds, they lowered it so far that you don't have the clearance to store your luggage underneath the bed like you normally do, even in the accessible rooms. Therefore, there's no place to put our suitcases, but back to the advantage of having an infinite balcony. You have extra storage space that would normally be your balcony. And so you can put it right here. But again, this is what you're looking at with 2 people in the room that only brought 2 suitcases, 2 backpacks. If this had 3 or 4 people in here, even a child, a baby, where you know you're bringing more stuff for babies, where are you going to put your stuff? I packed in packing cubes. I have to keep my stuff packed in the packing cubes. I'm okay with that, but normally, like Utopia, Wonder, the quantum class in particular, I got all kinds of stuff. I got all kinds of places to store my stuff without having to leave everything packed or have everything around the room. Okay, I've already in the other video shown you that these refrigerators are small, down to the ground for no particular reason. But when you open it up, even though in this room, it is a true refrigerator, this is ice cold. Like, it's so cold, I can use gloves on it, right? But you don't have, it's not very wide, okay? You got the refrigerator, but it's not very wide. So you don't really have a lot of space to put it. I personally like the cheesecake, the royal cheesecake. So this time I came prepared and I brought a little bowl to put cheesecake in, which I ended up not getting it, but I brought the bowl to put this in and put it in the refrigerator. Fortunately, I got this tiny little bowl because I just wanted something small, just a little bit. and this will fit. But I was gonna bring a regular little small, like to go container, you know, a little small one. That would not fit. This fits, but a regular one would not. Even I had a little small Tupperware rectangular, the smallest one that I could find that would fit cheesecake anyways in there. And I opted out and brought this instead. Had I not, it wouldn't have fit. It would have bumped up against the door here. So those are the main differences. Why do I have chili, ramen noodle, chili flavor packet here, you say? Because I realized that is one of the best seasonings. It is excellent on eggs, especially scrambled eggs. I mostly use it on hard-boiled eggs because I don't like them plain, and just a little sprinkle of that works. But I was thinking to myself, I bring the chicken bouillon, which I do have. I brought Accent, but that's MSG. And it enhances the flavor, but makes it a little bit too salty or whatever. It just doesn't really quite get it there. That chili seasoning packet from the ramen noodles is gonna get it there. I even brought roast beef just in case I wanted a different type of flavor. But here are your other shelves. So these shelves have been beneficial. I will say that, because with the desk being so short, I don't have a lot of counter space. So this makes up for the counter space. And this makes up for the counter space. Walkie-talkies do work on ships, but not from floor to floor. Too much metal interference. You have to, these work perfect at ports, and they're good for losing somebody in the casino, losing somebody in the deck somewhere where you just can't find them, or they're somewhere outdoors and you're not exactly sure where, and it's a big ship and you don't want to walk everywhere. They're great for that. They're not so great if somebody's in the room and you're above a deck somewhere. But you can use any of the phones around the ship to call room to room. So in the hallway where you see one of these phones, you can use that phone and you can call room to room instead of walking a mile to a room just to see that a person is there or not there. I think that is about it for the disadvantages. For those of you that smoke and like to smoke on your balcony and thought that you were going to smoke on the infinite balcony, that smoke detector and that water sprinkler say otherwise. Don't even think about it. And I don't think anybody has, even on the icon class, because we haven't heard any reports of rooms flooding because they were smoking. But I'm just going to let you know, bad idea. Don't do it. Our robes that we got, remember, you can always ask your stateroom attendant for robes, free use of robes on board. There's so little storage space that this is where he had to put it. So that just kind of reiterates what I'm referring to as about the cons. And I'm just going to give you another walkthrough of our room unpacked and where we put stuff, just so you can see. And the main purpose of this video is to let you know what the storage space looks like, how it's lacking. See, they even had to put the hair dryer, which is normally found in a drawer, in here in this closet, taking up my shelf space because there is no space. But I tell you this so that you can pack accordingly, so that you can bring extra things that will help with storage, such as the magnetic hooks, which, as you see, he put to good use with his hats. And I have my magnetic refrigerator basket, spice basket, where I'm able to put all my extra toiletries. Like, see how the razor doesn't fall through? Show you why you need this. In case you thought I was playing. Put it here. It's gonna fall. Believe that. It's gonna fall. Okay. Sit this here. Yeah, it falls over. I ain't got time for that. This basket is wonderful. Wonderful. I do like that they put these here because for the first time ever, I put my little poopy thing up here. But that pretty much, then this basket here came with this. So I'm able to use this as additional hanging hooks for here to keep everything organized. But I believe those are all the pros and mostly cons of the new rooms on the Icon class ship. So Icon is beautiful, but they slacked off when it came to the actual room design, because it is this way. You have problems like this on all of the rooms, in all of the rooms on the Icon class. We invite you to hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell so that you can see more of our videos, more of our content, and hang with the Howards. So as always, thanks for hanging with the Howards. We'll see you next time.